KOMU 8 Sports.
Well, if you've been looking for a way to watch the Missouri Tigers in their second football game of the season, this right here is your only option. Apparently, Mizzou, Arkansas State, not quite interesting enough for TV. You can only find this one online tonight. So a lot of people are actually missing a close one. Tigers were down at the half, but now lead 27-20 in the fourth quarter. And there have been some quarterback struggles today. Mock, just 15 of 30 with 2 interceptions on the day. Drew Lock, meanwhile, had a good week last week, but this week threw 1 pass, and that got picked off still. Tigers trying to win, even if it's sloppy. Stay tuned to KOMU for live coverage after the game from Jonesboro. Other SEC action on the telly, though. Georgia at Vanderbilt, a lot of red in Tennessee. And maybe because the Bulldogs are the number 10 team in the nation, and maybe because of plays like this. No Nick Chubb here, but how about the other back? Sonny Michel taking this one up the gut. Dogs lead Vandy 14-3, and then the defense. Georgia puts some pressure on Vanderbilt quarterback Johnny McCrary, and that guy is wearing red, folks. Interception by Reggie Wilkerson. Georgia wins 31-14. Elsewhere in Tennessee, a top 25 matchup between the Volunteers and the Oklahoma Sooners. At the end of the first half, it's Joshua Dobbs rolling to his right, finding his man in the corner of the end zone. That is Josh Malone with the TD. 10-0 Vols. But fast forward to the very end, last chance for the Sooners, down 7. Baker Mayfield complete to Sterling Shepard. Oklahoma comes through in the clutch. That goes to OT, and the Sooners would win it in double overtime, 31-24. We'll have full highlights of that one at 10. 18th ranked Arkansas taking on the underdog Toledo Rockets, and should be an easy win, right? Well, think again. Damian Jones-Moore finds a hole, and nobody even touches him there. Toledo up 16-7 in the third at Arkansas. But last chance for the Razorbacks. They're trying to make something happen, trying to save themselves from the horrible upset. Brandon Allen's pass overthrown. The Hogs stunned at home, 16-10 to Toledo. Kentucky at South Carolina. The Wildcats haven't won a road game in the SEC since 2009, and that may change tonight. UK ties the game up on this Horton rushing touchdown, 7-7 early, and then all Wildcats from then on. This time they call on JoJo Kemp runs it in for 6, make it a 7-point game. And finally, we've seen the running backs do it. Now, how about the quarterback? Patrick Tolles rolling to his right, crushing through the defense on his way to the end zone. That is another score. Kentucky currently up 24-13 in the third. There seems to be a shared storyline between the Cardinals and Royals this year. Both are Missouri teams. They're both at the top of their leagues, and they could wind up playing each other come late October. And now they share bad weather, even in different states. Birds continued a game in Cincinnati against the Reds that got delayed last night. We pick it up in the 8th. Tie ball game? Well, not anymore. Adam Duvall lifts one to right for the Redlegs, and that gets out of the park just barely. Not sure why Jason Hayward did not jump for that ball in right field. Cards trail 4-2, and then they have to face the guy you see every time in Cincinnati when you're up by a couple runs. Aroldis Chapman, the flame-throwing lefty, and the Birds cannot do anything with that. They lose by a pair, but had the chance to come back in Game 2. This one actually was scheduled for today at Great American Ballpark. Birds up 1-0 early. Lance Lynn on the hill. He had a good game going until the 5th. Until Skip Schumacher comes to the plate. He hits a 3-run blast to right field. That's a 3-run homer. All of a sudden, St. Louis is down 2. And the Cards didn't have much going on offense. They threatened in the 6th inning, but Brandon Moss can't come through with 2 runners on. Still 3-1 Redlegs at the time, and they get rid of any chance of a comeback in the 8th by tacking on another RBI single right here. Cards lose again to Cincinnati 5-1. They're now just 2-8 in their last 10 games, and that lead in the NL Central just keeps dwindling and dwindling. Now only up 3 games on Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, the Royals, after a long rain delay, the Royals playing against the Baltimore Orioles, and the Bats had plenty of time to warm up, especially from this guy, Mike Moustakas. 7th inning, bases loaded. He crushes this ball to right field. That blows the game open, 11-4 in favor of the boys in blue, and then already they have a big lead. Moustakas comes back to the plate and does it again. The Moose is on the loose. 9 RBIs on the day for the large lefty. Kansas City mercilessly pummels the Orioles 14-6. Now it's not Friday Night Fever, but that doesn't mean we don't have some high school action in mid-Missouri. Earlier it was Fayette taking on Cole Camp, and the Bluebirds just absolutely rolling this one. They beat Fayette 35-13. And in Jefferson City, the Hickman Cupies Squaring off against the Helias Crusaders, this one also a blowout, 36-0 Helias in the fourth. QP still looking for their first win this season, so only 36 total points in this one. Well, how about another high school game? This one comes to us from last night, and I don't care if you're playing in the backyard or in Madden, you will probably never see this many points in a football game the rest of your life. Last night in a Pennsylvania high school game, the final score was 107-90. You heard that right, 107-90. The running back from the winning team had 722 rushing yards, a state record obviously, and 10 touchdowns. So if you're a fan and went to the bathroom for 5 minutes, you probably just missed, 5 or 6 touchdowns in that one. Absolutely crazy stuff. That's all for sports.